Length, mouth, eyes, forehead, lower lip.
Kate Hull Rodgers is a comedienne with a difference. She's showing British businesses how the power of laughter can transform their workforce.
Fun at work. Yes, I can see it is an odd idea. Yes, look at the knowing nods. Fun at work. That is what I'm going to talk to you about. Humour in the workplace. The very simple premise, people who have fun get more done.
This is a group of senior staff from the Doncaster and Bassetlaw Hospitals NHS Trust, and Kate's task today is to prove to them that laughter really is the best medicine.
A round of applause for Hull Rodgers, ladies and gentlemen.
Staff, we say colleagues. But earlier this week, I want you to know that I worked with an education department, and of course they prefer, we don't say colleagues, we say staff. And next week I am working in the NHS, so if I say staff, they will probably think I'm talking about an infection. The point is, ladies and gentlemen, that what you have to do is gauge the language of an organization as well. And where I do that is I basically come at it from one belief. Every single person who works for Bromford Housing Group, every single person in this room has a sense of humor. Some of you find that very funny. Some of you will find that quite sobering. She's obviously never met Frank. Yes? Whereas, you know, the people in HR, they're in there going, shall we call it tea? I don't know, I need a comfort break. Your sense of humor is not a given. Your sense of humor is learned behavior. Your sense of humor has to do with your age, your gender, your position in the corporate ladder, has to do with your upbringing, has to do with the community, your religion, I mean, if you grew up in a family where when you laugh at the dinner table, everybody laughs with you, you're going to have a very different attitude about laughter and the appropriateness of having a good time than if you grow up in a family where when you laugh at the dinner table, your father says, hey, wipe that smile off your face. You're never going to become the chief exec of a major housing association if you don't take things seriously. Next. Though I'm quite sure his father called him Michael. And when he grew up, he went for a little meeting with the HR department and said, you know, I really think we should soften it and start calling you Nick. Mickey is a little too far. How am I? You want to know how I am? I've got back-to-back meetings. I've got to go. You know, we're getting audited in the Housing Commission, and we've got these CLOEs, key lines of investigation and inquiry and whatnot. Well, you know, it's that Bromford batch. I used to know everybody. Now I don't know anybody, and I have to smile at them anyhow. You know, the thing is, the childminder was late this morning. Oh, there goes my PDA. No, it's my mobile. No, it's my BlackBerry. I've started calling my BlackBerry. I've got so many emails. I've got to check. How am I? I'm stressed. God! I am so important! It's become quite trendy to be stressed, but this is not good stress, ladies and gentlemen. This doesn't get us any closer to anywhere that we want to be. This is just chasing your tail, and you're nobody if you're not emailing about work on a Sunday evening. This is not, you know. I've met Nick, I know what he's like. Yeah? If our humor were on high, if we were working on endorphins, if we were fluid, if we were flexible, we would be able to have perspective. We would be able to see there is something wrong with this camera. We would do the efficient thing, which is, in this case, we would walk this may cause more trouble in your workplace, we would call IT support. Well, that almost always causes more trouble. But at least it's now with the people who don't see it as a problem. No, they see it as a challenge. We've heard that already today, and it's absolutely true. It's all about perspective. It's not a problem, it's a challenge. And have you ever seen when the IT team come in? Oh yeah, they're a bit like cowboys, aren't they? You, take a break. And you know the first thing they do when you've left the room? Bend over and check if it's plugged in. Madness.
Your sense of humor, yeah? Because that's what my work is about. Yes, I speak for a living, but what my work is about is humor. And so my benchmark on whether I'm having a good day at work is quite simply this: am I having fun? Yeah? Now your benchmarks may be slightly different, but after today's speech from me, I hope that my benchmark becomes one of yours. Are you having fun? Yeah? Are you having fun in your day's work, right? Now my thing is am I having fun? So how I figure out how to have more fun is I figure out what your sense of humor is, and then I play with it. So if I'd have said I'm from Canada and got nothing, well then I'd find a different way to sort of ease in and basically find what your sense of humor is. The premise of the work that I do, Humor in the Workplace, is quite simply this: every single person has a sense of humor. Every audience has a sense of humor. Every patient you work with, every consultant you work with has a sense of humor. And that is why, in today's day and age, when we aren't sure what someone's sense of humor is, the very thing that could bond us, shared laughter, shared fun, when it's flipped on its head, is the thing that can tear us apart. And so what we do in today's day and age is we back away from it. We back away from having fun because it means we're not getting our jobs done. We have to take our jobs seriously, particularly if we're in a field such as chemotherapy, nursing. Oh my goodness, this is serious. This is very, very serious. We must take it seriously. Well, basically, my little presentation is that if you're thinking that way, and if you're working in an institution that thinks that way, I'd like to challenge that. I would like to challenge that because our evidence-based research tells us quite simply, your sense of humor is learned behavior, and where that leads us to is a conclusion of this: people who have fun get more done.
After being at Kate's workshop, the image of Kate's face, I can chuckle about that. And the realisation of how ineffective people are when they're under high levels of stress.
Sounds like fun.
They're usually the last people to know about that.
I'm following all giggling.
If we are happy people and laugh a lot more, then we heal quicker, we live longer.
Humour is very good at levelling the playing field and making us feel much more part of a team and integrating ourselves with other people.
What's not good stress is if the cortisol is not neutralised by the positive chemicals, the endorphins, because otherwise we would have the adrenaline, save our life, and then the cortisol would continue to course through our body, which would cause the upper arm muscle to contract, the elbow to rotate, the index finger to extend, pressing down the button of your electric window, and then these two fingers to rise. Now this is not good stress, this is actually trendy stress. And unfortunately, this is what is becoming increasingly acceptable stress. I mean, do you remember the first time that somebody did something like that to you? Maybe 10 years ago, and you're taken aback and shocked, and what is the world coming to? And then, 5 years ago, for the first time, you yourself did it. And it felt good. Partly because it's so anonymous. Nobody knows I work for the FSB.